Hello. Testing, testing. New webinar jam platform going straight to Facebook Live. Hopefully everybody can hear me. I'm here at the White Dove Clinic in beautiful Lafayette, Colorado, my home state. Well, actually, it was my home state. Michigan is now my home state. So for all my Michigan friends out there, I love you. Can you guys hear? Is anybody on here? Hold on. Oh, Doozer's on. Doozer, what's up, buddy? I'm back in Colorado for the reunion, of course, but this is business. I'm here out in Lafayette at my dad's clinic, and we just had a 2-day event. Remember when I called a couple years ago, asked you to do a recording? Well, we were back working with our practitioners, doing a 2-day certification course, and then I did some shoots after that with some speakers to build content for our archive and our media library we're developing. And so right now, though, I'm just going to play the replay, an interview I did with the developer of our biofeedback technology, and this is for the world to see. This is more exclusive for our practitioner base, but Dooz, you're awesome, man. And everybody, Ryan Van Duzer, longtime friend of ours. He's a classmate of mine at Boulder High. He's our class president with the other Ryan, who we love. Haven't talked to him in a while. Don't know if you connected with Ryan, the other Ryan from Ryan Squared, but this guy is the man. Doozer is the man. Talk about communication expert and professional. Always on point, and his videos and his messaging is phenomenal. So Ryan, we love you, man, and we're excited for your work and grateful for everything you've put together to get us together here tomorrow and Saturday. I'm going to do my best to show up as many of the events as possible. So Alana, you can hear me, Shirley? Okay, cool. So I'm going to let this just ride for a little bit. You can ask questions. This is a new platform through Webinar Jam, everybody, where we can do registered webinars, but now broadcast through Facebook Live. And it's an experiment. Like all these new technology platforms are, you have to just do it. You have to get your feet wet. And when it comes to our technology, that's also the case. And so for everybody who committed this weekend, we had about 34 practitioners. A couple people made it for part of the time, like one day, or they could only come for the morning of Saturday and the rest of Sunday. But it was phenomenal. And what I want to do is share with you some of the pictures before we play the intro video. So I'm going to see if this works okay. And we got Kaylee in the house. So here's our crew. Huh? No, they can't see me. They're seeing my screen. I want to show you some just of the pictures. And these are all going to be published for you, and we'll show you later. These are just the raw files from the camera. But there's Louise doing her thing. Hey, Dad, these are some of the pictures from the event. Louise doing her thing. There's our table. My dad's White Dove Complex, Nelsonian Homeopathy. Yeah, I'm broadcasting live, Dad. Yeah, so there's a picture of the fast-moving product line. There's Dr. or Carol Wilcock, who I actually was recording for the last 2 days. Some phenomenal protocol content, everybody. You're going to be blown away. And so there's the classroom, half of it. It was a beautiful venue. And there's our speakers, Dr. Ginger Bowler, my father, Bill Cunningham, Dr. Bill Cunningham, Dr. Louis Swartzwalter, and Carol Wilcock. Talk about a powerhouse group. And then we got some fun pictures here of them laughing, smiling. These are and there's the group. So that's part of them. Some people left, but there's Kaylee. Oh, I see you, Kaylee. She's in the office here. And all of our team, just a great bunch. And then we have hey, celebrate. We rocked it. What a great weekend, and just so grateful for everybody who came from across the country and from Canada. We had an international event here. And so there it is. There I am, my big blockhead in the back, Karen McIntosh, Patricia, my stepmom who rocked it, Kaylee, Louise, Ginger, Devin, Natasha. I mean, this is it. Carol, there's Anna, if you're online right now, Diana, Patrice, Jean, Deb, June, Karen, Rebecca. Anyway, surprised my brain is still functioning that way, Dad. So now what we're going to do now is I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to go back to the Oh, Matt Brown's on too. Matt Brown, because Dad, check this out. I'm broadcasting live, so I'm going to the webinar room, but I'm also doing it on our group company Facebook page. So it's a new experiment. So now, you guys, what we're going to do is play the intro video. It's a pre-recorded video. Let me know how this comes through on the Facebook Live, because this is a new experiment. But what I'm going to do is get the video queued up here, and hopefully you enjoy it. So check this out. Wonderful. Welcome, everybody, to our first ever White Dove Conference. We welcome you from all across the states, and I think we have a few people from Canada as well. Today, we want to get things started and kick off the conference right with a special welcome message by the developer of our amazing technology, Desiree Dubonnet. Desi, thank you so much for taking some time and being here with us today. I hope you're doing well overseas there.
Yeah, doing well. Beautiful day over here. I guess they got a little bit of water in Houston, eh?
Yeah, they're definitely getting flooded there. So our wishes and our prayers are with them, of course. And for some of our Texas practitioners, we want to wish you safety, and let us know if there's anything we can do. Anybody?
Good.
Yeah.
Good boating.
Good boating, to say the least. But I think they're going to be good. The community looks like they're getting their act together and helping them out as best they can. And
I think that this will draw people closer in certain ways.
Yeah. And sometimes challenges do that, and many times they do, and they bring communities closer. And that's something we'll keep our thoughts and prayers about. Our theme for the conference is taking charge. This dual meaning is taking ownership and responsibility for the work you do as a practitioner, and that I want to commend everybody for taking a risk. It's not easy to travel today. It's much easier to get behind a computer sometimes and do a webinar, but you all took charge and came here today. But also, we want to charge you up with energy. And Desi, do you have any hints, tips, or suggestions, or want to say anything to the audience about that?
Well, when we get to the body electric, and I was the first one to really notice that the body electric, that there is a battery. All of our cells have a battery. They all work on the membrane. And there's an overall battery that is who we are. That's how we get up and walk, because the muscles which have magnetic action, they have volts and amps, and the more muscles you have, the more magnets you have, you see, and stronger you are, etc. And that all of living is an electrical process, and then your battery can run down.
Mm-hmm.
Now it is such that It's hard to run the battery completely down, but almost everybody is not running at peak. So I found out I could measure the body voltage and amperage and resistance, and then hydration, oxidation, what we call the barcode. And I was able to get the body to, like you say, take the charge. Mm-hmm. But we had to do it slowly. In other words, if you put your finger into the wall socket and do it too fast, your body is designed to, has a safeguard, mm-hmm. so that we live in a world with lightning, you see. And your body cannot take the charge too fast. It has to be a trickle charge. Did you ever have a trickle charger on your car? If you go to Kmart, there's a trickle charger, and it's a little box. You plug it into the wall, you plug it into your car battery, and it slowly overnight trickles the energy into the battery. Because if you try to put the energy into your battery too fast, the battery will blow up.
Oh, of course, yeah, a battery charge. Yeah, I have one, and I've used it for the boat battery, and yeah, and you actually can't do it. You can't even do it too fast. There's a
exactly.
Yeah.
You have to do it in a nice controlled fashion. Mm-hmm. So when I said, well, I found out, well, what was the speed we could do it at with the human body? Certain people are acid, they need electrons, mm-hmm. you see, so we trickle them electrons. Certain people are alkaline and they have too many electrons, so we have to drain their electrons away. You see, so I found this whole procedure. And then I did find that there was a body electric, and we could get the body battery up. And when we get the body battery up, lo and behold, what happens? Your kids are a little faster, a little stronger, a little smarter. Mm-hmm. And after 4 or 5 treatments within a month, that effect can last 6 months if your diet's good. Mm-hmm. So once we get your battery up, the human battery can hold that charge, mm-hmm. you see. Unless there's a crisis or bad food or whatever.
And would you say it's also Would you say it's also important for the practitioner's batteries to be on full?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah. The practitioner burnout is rampant, and especially in psychologists and dentists, and you know, they get burnt. Here we got a little thing here. Pick up your battery, you know, charge it.
Yeah,
put your back in.
It's a great metaphor.
Yeah.
And so in this season of back to school, with this theme of education coming into the early fall, we want to emphasize on professionalism and getting the paper on the wall and becoming a successful practitioner. Please share your thoughts on that, Desi, regarding the importance of our practitioners taking charge of their certification, of making sure they are not just charged up energetically, physically, emotionally, spiritually, but also their practice, their profession is charged up.
Well, at this point in time, back to school time, okay? Now this means that all the kids are going back to school. And I'll tell you what, most of your kids, the battery isn't charged. Mm-hmm. Most of your kids are abusing themselves, diet, etc. And for other reasons, their battery isn't charged and they're not doing peak performance. We found out, I developed the GSR, galvanic skin resistance, transcranial direct current stimulation, GSR TDCS. And I developed this to be able to get people back up to the level, get them back up to their charge. And we've been able to prove that the kids are a little stronger, a little faster, a little smarter. Now, believe me, is a better question. Who does not want their kids to be a little smarter, a little faster, a little stronger? Just a couple of changes in your SAT score makes a big difference in your potential future life, the amount of money you're going to have, where you're going to go. So it's a great big giant need for this. You know, we're talking about there's 7 billion people on the planet. There's 3 billion people on the planet that want and can afford this GSRT DCS. Mm-hmm. It's huge. But do you want to go see a practitioner who doesn't have paper on the wall? Mm-mm. Would you go to a dentist if the dentist said, "Oh, hey, I trained myself. I read a couple of paperbacks.
No thanks.
Here, sit down and open your mouth."
Right.
You'd say, "Excuse me."
Well,
The,
that's a perfect lead into this next like talking point, which is what's the general overview of allopathic medicine's influence in the world today versus the trends of these types of modalities, holistic medicine, such as electroenergetic medicine and biofeedback, homeopathy, and the are we in the right place? Is it the right time?
Definitely the right place and the right time. Things that I was saying 25 years ago, I was attacked. I was prosecuted, persecuted, attacked for telling people that white sugar was bad. I was attacked for saying that synthetic drugs, are bad. Basically, now the whole thing's come around. Everybody now knows that the synthetic process is not correct. If you went to a restaurant tonight and you saw the menu and it said synthetic butter, synthetic cheese, you'd say, "No, I don't want them. I don't want your synthetic wine." And now the next jump to recognize that you should not want the synthetic medicines. But it's all coming together now. People are really getting a grip on this. They're really getting a grip, and they're starting to see, and they're starting to want natural. They're starting to want more and more organic.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's not just a fad or a niche. It's mainstream. So the work we do is not just needed, but it is also, like Desi spoke about, like on the menu. It's expected, and
It's desired.
Yeah.
People want this bad, but people are not fools. They want to go to somebody who knows the word evidence,
Mm-hmm.
validation, verification, because the people today, when they are coming to see you, they want to know, is there research? Is there evidence? Is there validation? Is there verification of what you're doing? And that's what they want, you see.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we train people. That's the number one thing we have to train people to do.
Absolutely. And what new features are coming down the line? I know there's a new, the QX phone. There's a new product. Also, the new version, I believe, is in the works to be released in the next couple months. Give us a little insight into what's coming down the pipeline and what's new for the students.
Okay, well, the first thing is on the new big, we will have much more information about what the machine is doing in the minute as you are working on it.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, the machine and the patient's body is selecting homeopathics and different energy and to work on. And you're going to see a lot of that now, where it was not shown. You're going to see that as it's happening. We're going to have a lot of real-time displays now of what's going on. So that's going to be very exciting. There's a new brainwave function for school kids to help get kids to learn faster and better. We've accelerated that. That's come along. The new QX phone is in the works. It's going to be a little device that'll be Bluetooth to your telephone, and they'll be able to hook up the device to themselves with a little headband and a little necklace that comes around their neck, and they'll be able to then connect to the telephone, and they'll be able to do their own therapies, or they could call up their doctor with the eductor, and the doctor then could take over their telephone and give them a therapy or run a test while they're riding the bus.
Mm-hmm. That is
So
amazing.
we're going to be able to take this thing, very far. We've that's coming down. That's being perfected. We have a new. There's a new Netflix that I'm developing called I Am Flex, Intellectual Angel Movies.
Mm-hmm.
We call it I Am, the catch line is I think, therefore I am Flex.
Wonderful,
So
Desi. Tell us about what that is. And we've talked about this project, and I'm very excited about it. The access to
it's going to
your content.
going to be going to be like Netflix, and it's going to be $15 a month. Like you said, 2 cups of coffee. And basically, this thing will allow you access to all of our research, all of our courses, all of the movies. And right now, I have over 3,500 television shows, movies, all different types of things. It's meant to provide you with entertainment. And there's lots of good old Hollywood movies that are really very nice. And then there's our movies. And it's meant to provide you with entertainment, but it's meant for people who have a little bit up on the intellectual scale. It's not meant for the average, adult. It's meant for, more intellectual. That's why it's intellectual angel movies. And thereby, we're going to be able to offer our training and offer our school to all these people who will be able to get online, and then they'll be able to take all the courses and get trained and hook up with a mentor, because everybody needs a live connection for their mentor, you see, to help guide them through. And then they'll be able to take their tests, mentor will grade them, and then they'll be able to get their certificates on the wall, because we want to have good quality people out there. We can't have people seeing patients with a weekend's, course.
Absolutely, and that's exciting. I mean, I want to just reiterate to everybody, this is going to be Desi's archive and library of content, and this includes the entertainment, movies, as well as the training materials that you can home study. So, Desi, all I request is when that is ready, you let me know, and I'll get up on a pedestal and let the world know as best I can for everybody. So we'll look forward to it. Absolutely.
We've witnessed the end of commercial television. Why would anybody want to watch commercial television?
Right.
Because Netflix has issued that in. And last month was the first time that actually Netflix took over from commercial television. Outdid it. So people are going to be turning away from the ABC and the NBCs. Nobody wants to sit and watch for the commercials. You want to be able to stop it when you want to go to the toilet. You want to be able to hit pause.
Well, right, and a lot of our listeners and all of us in the room, we have we have a selective amount of time, and so when we want to be entertained, we want to be educated in that entertainment, and there's no better way to learn than to be entertained when it's fun.
Exactly. That's why I try to make all my courses so entertaining. And when you're in the middle and there's a telephone call, you don't want to have to miss something like you do with regular television. You want to be able to hit pause.
Absolutely.
You see. So this is where, and this gives me a chance to put all of my massive multimedia work and provide access to the journals and the books and the textbooks. And then all of the electroceuticals, because inside this thing, there will also be about 400 electroceuticals. The word pharmaceutical comes from the Greek word pharma comes from a witch. It's a potent remedy. It's a poison made by a witch. That's what the word pharma is.
Well, that kind of is in alignment with big pharma.
Exactly.
Yeah. Gee.
Exactly. And you know where the word narcotic comes from?
No, tell me.
Narcos is the Greek word for the electric ray. You know the fish that's it's the ray fish in the water that has an electric? And you would put the electric ray on top of your head, and he would help put you to sleep with a little electrical stimulation. You see? Well, the name of that fish is Narcos. So that's where we get the word narcotic from the electric fish. Pharma is poison from a witch, poison from a sorcerer. Well, we're coming out and we're saying, listen, those synthetics really are poison. They all have side effects. You should use them only when you have to. Only when you have to. We're developing a much bigger company now to supply natural herbal remedies. I'll be talking to your father more about that.
Excellent, excellent.
And and we're going to be able to supply quality remedies like I used to be able to from New Vistas, but I don't know what they're doing now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So basically, we're putting that together, and we're going to help tell the people, listen, if you to guide your life and to guide your healing, you need to avoid synthetics as much as possible. There is a time for all things under heaven, and yes, there are a time for those synthetics. But those synthetics should not be primary care. You should have to try 2 or 3 times of natural medicine. And if you fail, then maybe you need a synthetic. Whereas the doctors, because of the marketing of the chemical companies, doctors have been resorting to this right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
And it's created more disease than it's actually helped.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, you have
So allopathic medicine is faltering. It's slipping. The whole word allopathy means treating the symptom, which thereby means ignoring the complexity of the human being. You're only treating the headache.
right.
It's like driving home tonight and your oil light comes on in your car. You see, and you take out a piece of tape and you cover up the oil light so it doesn't shine in your eyes.
Right. Right. And that is a short-term solution. Absolutely.
Exactly. Well, I'm here to tell you that oil light is that pain that you get from the oil light. That's a sign something needs to have attention.
Mm-hmm.
So pain is not your enemy. Pain is most often your friend that's telling you something's wrong. You got to pay attention to this. You got to get more exercise. You got to get more stretching. You got to do this. You got to change your diet. There's something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You see,
Mm-hmm.
change your posture. A lot of this stuff is posture. So modern medicine has gotten into this reductionistic. What's wrong with you? And you say, okay, I have low back pain, and they lost touch with the search for the whole body, because that low back pain might come from bad shoes. You see,
Right.
that low back pain might be a result of bad diet, or the fact that you took a medical doctor drug that had a side effect, of neurological inhibition, and it created this and that. So we are trying to develop people into a holistic, global view. But when you get to a global view, Jake, it's so frickin' complex that without the help of a computer, it's hard to get a grip on.
Mm-hmm.
So here we have a system now that analyzes your reaction to over 12,000 different items, hormones, minerals, vitamins, herbs, etc., and gives you a glimpse and really helps you to address the whole of the person, but yet be able to do it in a short amount of time.
Absolutely. And that's why we're all here this weekend. We're here and excited to learn and to share. And I encourage us all to also learn from each other, see what's working, what isn't working, and also encourage each other to keep doing the great work. Tell us about what is happening at the end of this month in Budapest with the QX World Conference. And do you want to mention anything about that and invite the people to join us?
We have 2 congresses. Basically, the Mandalay company is doing one in a couple of weeks here,
Mm-hmm.
and I welcome everybody to come to it. We're going to be unveiling our new cybermagnetic chair, which is very, very exciting. We've been working on that.
Excellent.
And then there's a congress coming up in October, which we'll be unveiling the QX phone and a lot of other work, going on with it. No, I think it's the other way around. First one is the QX phone. The cybermagnetic chair is in October. Yeah.
Okay, right. Yeah, they're close. Everything's kind of.
Yeah, here in September, we'll be showing the phone, and we'll be showing some other different exciting things, unveiling the new software, talking about the future. And then the cybermagnetic chair will be unveiled in October.
Right. Okay. Perfect. And for any of those in the audience, you want to look at the logistics around that, please talk to me throughout the weekend here, and I'll help you with that information. And of course, everybody, make sure to get on the QX Subspace email list. That'll keep you posted and informed. But no, that's excellent. Well, as we wrap things up here on the kickoff, is there anything you'd like to any last words of wisdoms for their learning, their minds, and our students here this weekend? Any last words? Any thoughts, Desi, you'd like to leave us with
Well,
before we wrap up?
it's when we have all grown up in a world where we had to go to school and people were not allowed to really self-motivate.
Mm-hmm.
We all know there are certain people who are self-motivators, could do it themselves. But for most people, they need somebody to kick them in the butt. So that's why, so now what I'm saying to our practitioners who really have just, can't find the mental awareness to even watch a video. This is something that they're going to have to push and learn to do. They're just going to have to learn to push a little harder and find a way to switch off Gilligan Island's reruns and switch on a different form of entertainment. Because I've tried to make my movies with lots of good entertainment in them, so that you could start learning about electroacupuncture and etc. So very, very cool.
That is cool.
I tried to put into it.
Well, yes, and this event.
Go ahead. The funniest in my movie on electroacupuncture, it's about it's about an hour movie, and it teaches you about electroacupuncture, how to use the machine. Well, there's one little cartoon I put in, I couldn't resist, but it was really cool. This guy goes to acupuncturist, and he's getting there, and he's got all kinds of needles in him, right?
Right.
The acupuncturist has now put 100 needles into him, and the building catches on fire. The doctor runs out, and everybody's running, and they're up on the third floor, okay? And he runs to the window, and the doctor jumps out of the window into where the firemen are holding the thing to jump into, right?
Right.
And this guy's standing there, and he's got 100 acupuncture needles in him. And they say, jump.
So
I had to put
well, you got us ready to watch, and that's going to all be through the I Am Flix subscription coming up soon. And when do you think? Again, and there's no. When do you think that's going to be available? Just to give people a heads up. And
we're finalizing it. I'm hoping to have it ready this month for the congresses.
Oh, great!
Right.
Excellent.
I have 3,500 movies, in the links and the photos, and we're putting in the search engine, and we're putting this all together and getting it done. And you'll be able to go online and sign up for $15 a month, and it's just going to be another form of entertainment, non-commercial entertainment, that you'll be able to get up and running and see and interact with. Mm-hmm. And then be able to get a mentor, and all of our courses will be there. All of our electroceuticals will be there. All of the things will eventually have newsletters and premieres and other different specials that will come up.
No, that's exciting. And this is where some of your old features will be too, right?
Oh yeah, everything that I've done will be accessible.
Well, this is great because
and you can make a choice. You can choose and you don't have to watch everything. Who's going to watch 3,500? I suppose that within the next, I will probably hit 4,000 within the next couple of weeks.
Well, this is great too, Desi, to kind of bronze and archive your information. I mean, just as a to be able to put in one place.
Lots of regular Guardians of the Galaxy is on it.
Oh, okay.
There's lots of other movies. There's good old westerns. Like there's all kinds of things, and there's television shows. There's a very, very long list of entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Different things that you can get, and that I've searched out and found links for you and developed them. It's just way too long a list. But things that just all have I try to have things that have a little message, or at least wise, help your life in some way.
No, that's great. And you bring up a good point about the entertainment and the learning. And as practitioners, I want to remind us all to have fun at what we do. Enjoy this journey. And that's an important part as being a leader in your circle of influence for your staff members and for your clients and patients. There's nothing worse than a miserable teacher or coach, right? We hope this weekend you get a little bit of, obviously, a lot of great content, but let's have some fun. Let's remember that we want to enjoy this process of learning as well as teaching and coaching and being a practitioner. And Desi, you remind us of that. You got to have fun. If we're not having fun doing this work, then is it the right calling for us? Is it the right path?
Exactly. You got to enjoy what you do.
Absolutely. And so to wrap things up, I want to just close by saying how grateful and how much we commend everybody here for being a serious practitioner who's joined us at the conference. And Desi, any closing words you'd like to say to everybody with that, in that thought of their hard work and their dedication for being here?
Well, the whole idea of this thing with immune, that is just, people have slandered us and slurred us. And for 20 years, we've been accredited, and 20 years we've been giving the highest quality of education, without doubt, the highest quality of natural medicine education. And yet we still, have practitioners that have some bad idea, about us that we don't deserve, So I think that they need to take another long look and just recognize, if you want the best, you need to get in there and, stick your nose to the grindstone. And now I've made it available to you for $15 a month. I mean, Jesus, what more can I do?
No, well, that's great, and we appreciate you and everything you've done. Keep up the spirit and the good work. We are here and wanting to learn. And on that note, we're going to have a great weekend. So, Desi, thank you for being here for us and for investing in the software and the new updates coming up, all the things to look forward to. And we're excited for a wonderful weekend here, and we're excited to continue to support the cause.
Great. Okay, guys, have fun.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right.
All right, everybody. Hopefully you can hear me. And we're going to have an open Q&A. Any questions you have for myself or my father, Dr. Bill Cunningham, and you can come over here, Dad. We'll get you set up and sat down. Here's the chat box on the left. Shirley, hi, Shirley. Melinda, yeah, that's pretty cool what he's creating. He's putting all his content together and going to make it available to the world. So that's what it's about. And here we go. So, Dad, we're connected. Everyone should be able to hear. Hey, everybody, I want to introduce my father, Dr. Bill Cunningham. There he is. And I'll let him sit down. And Dad, if you can read the side here, there's some questions that you can answer. And yeah, sure. Just swing it around. Boom. This is, I think you're standing on it, sitting on it.
Ready to roll? Can everybody hear me? How can you tell now if they're hearing?
I think so. I think they can hear you okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you may.
Now, Jake, help me scroll up here to these questions.
Yeah, you can use it.
Okay.
Here. I don't know if there's any questions yet. Okay, so yes, Shirley can ask. So now, Dad, questions about what? Do you lead them and maybe ask them if they have questions about? That was just the welcome video. Right?
Okay.
So.
Okay.
What questions they have.
Students, good morning. Thanks for being on this. Hope you enjoyed Professor Desri. Kind of him to do this for us for our conference and announce some new things. And of course, he's always busy working on new things for the QX phone. Some new software is coming out in September for all of your devices, whether you have Skio, Indigo, or like my wonderful eductor that I love, you eductor. You're so nice to me and the patients. And also, we had a great time this weekend trying to get over the love-hate relationship with the SOC index. Got some hints for you on that. We'll be sending out some information about how to deal with that. And after the lecture Professor Desri gave about a month ago about the SOC, what it was really doing to tune in the eductor, Indigo, or Skio more precisely. I'll tell you, I've been doing it faithfully. I've had Kaylee do it, set the patient up, do it for me, so I can sit down and go to work on them. But I'll tell you, it is amazingly more accurate as far as the wellness measurement side of things, or as we say, if we're licensed to say this, diagnose. And then on the treatment side, or again, on the wellness enhancement side. So you can really try it out. The form that I have created, you can ask for this to be sent to you. It's a little review of clarification of the SOC questions that we are now having the client fill out either before they get here, if they're coming in from a distance or phone session, and then filled out before I sit down, etc. But I want to know what's on that thing, that's for sure. The highlights for sure, some of the issues are not that important. But the idea of the social medicine, 15 years ago, Professor Desi told us, hey, the insurance company said, this kind of an idea is a good way to go. First of all, it puts responsibility back in their lap, and the insurance companies found they were paying less out in payments because people were taking responsibility for common lifestyle choices and lifestyle changes. So we're going to continue to teach about this, and I showed them, the students over the weekend, how if I did that SOC index, previous to me sitting down and spending my time, how much more accurate the wellness measurement aspects were of the zeroid test. And then when we got to the programs, the biofeedback programs or therapies, that how more rectification numbers were very high and very quick without clicking to get some decent numbers. So it's been, the bottom line for me is it's been well worth the time to have that SOC done every time I do someone, because it has shortened and made more accurate the sessions. So again, as I said in the conference, we don't want to be what Professor Desri called the lazy non-SOCers, dumb, lazy buttheads. We want to use that really as a, you might say, a focus or even a telescoping in to the bullseye of the situation with the client. It's really their own personal way of using the adductor on themselves is what the bottom line is. So let's see if I have any questions over here. I don't think I do, and that's fine with me. Jennifer, call me sometime. Sure, sir. Okay, one thing I want to say here today, something I put out yesterday on our weekly newsletters or infomercials, whatever you want to call them. The first topic was, of course, many Americans are too drugged out to work. And this is that whole opioid crisis where people are being maimed and killed by some of these opioid addictions, selling the stuff on the black market, fentanyl, etc. So we've suggested some of our Neuro-R formula, our RLX formula, and of course the Serato liquotrophic, the eustress remedy, the Oriental formula, the sedative, etc. So there's really some much better methods of relaxing people, much less our biofeedback sessions, and the doctor recommends homeopathics in general. One thing I will finish up with here today. Now again, I'm just reporting, okay? Nothing prejudicial or judgmental here, but we should really be looking into something like this. Now, as you know from my Thursday infomercials, newsletters, whatever you want to call them, we have used many times Mike Adams, the Health Rangers Natural News website to really glean some great articles from. mainly because he's diligent and references them and can stick up for what he says and puts out. Okay, so he's well referenced, well respected. This one was a shocker to me, and I've always had sort of a sense of this due to the Whole Foods headquarters being here in Boulder. And as you know, Amazon bought them. So here's the article from Mike Adams last week, Natural News. Whole Foods owner caught selling Antifa murder books and terrorism guides. Now, Antifa is the anti-fascist group. It's just as radical as and insane as the other idiots. So here you go. If you support violence, executions, radical communism, and the bombing of government buildings, keep shopping at Whole Foods. The new owner of Whole Foods, Amazon, has been caught selling left-wing terrorism guides and murder books that encourage and celebrate mass executions to overthrow our democracy and enslave this nation. Now that's a pretty hefty claim, but please go further into the article and you'll see all the books and literature and t-shirts this idiot's been promoting. This is the new Whole Foods, not only selling you toxic GMO and pesticides while having ties to radical left-wing terrorism and mass murder groups. So anyway, don't like Whole Foods, never have since they moved to Boulder. The guy who owned it before, his great goal coming to Boulder was to drive everybody else out of Boulder who had a natural food store. So the minute we heard that, we don't shop there, never have. So that's it for today. It's about 11:45. Jake, if you got any other questions or people that want to say something,
I'll just say hello.
Scroll up there, see if there's somebody on there yet. Is that all?
Yeah, hearing you just fine. I think that's it. Yeah, no, people are tuning.
Just checking soon so we don't miss any of your comments.
That's good. That's
okay.
Good.
Very good. Well, Jake will wind up here. He might have a couple more things to tell you. And again, just a reminder now, next time we have Professor Desri on would be the first Thursday in October, which would be, Kaylee? October the 5th, and we'll have a nice topic selected. If you get any ideas you'd like Professor Desri to go over, welcome to give me feedback on those, and we'll get them going on those. Okay, Jake?
Okay, yeah, I'll just wrap it up, Dad. Thanks. Thank you. All right, everybody. Well, thank you for joining us, and we're going to do an encore of this tomorrow on my Friday Focus call. So if for those of you who weren't able to listen to this live or ask your questions, you'll be able to do that. And let me show you how you can register for that. I also want to just take this moment while this is recording live on Facebook and through our webinar platform. I want to show you some websites that I think are important you can learn from. And so hang on there for a second. I'm going to share my screen. And first, I'm going to go there. I want to go there. I want to go there. And there. All right. So hopefully you can see, oh, I'm on battery, 10%. Okay, that means I'll wrap this up quick. Here is the conference that we just had, amazing speakers, and if you want to learn more about this, give us a call. You can call me direct at 248-242-4290, and the speakers consisted of my father, Dr. Bill Cunningham, Dr. Ginger Bowler, Dr. Louise Swartzwalter, and Carol Wilcock. Phenomenal speakers, and we recorded it, video and screen caption for the protocol sessions. It was phenomenal. We had wonderful feedback. The only feedback I got that was really negative was, of course, always more protocol because people are hungry for that, but also almost too much food. Oh my goodness. I want to also send a shout out to a good longtime friend of mine, Marnie, who helped us produce the event, organize it at the Westminster Marriott, Denver Marriott Westminster. She was phenomenal, and I just want to give a shout out to her. So what you can do is purchase the online recording. Before, of course, it was for the conference price of $497, but it's now $697. This takes energy and time. It's over 14 CEUs. It's going to be over 14 hours of information, documents, workup sheets, all the notes within the presentation. It's yours. Are you kidding me? What was your beginner's basic training? Those courses were at least $1,500 to $3,000. This is a steal. If you have any questions about the logistics, this is going to be also produced in November. By November, we're going to have this available for you. So if you want to pre-order, this is the lowest price it's going to be ever right now, period. So with that said, I want to also show you. Yep, absolutely. Okay, thanks, Kaylee. And we just discussed and we're talking about doing our conference, our next one in February. And we're looking to do it in Florida to get out of Dodge, out of the cool areas, coming from Michigan and Colorado. Are you kidding me? That will be pleasant. So I want to put the seed and plant the seed that this was the first inaugural conference. But we're going to be doing these at least a couple times a year to get people together. That's what this is about. We have to remember we're not alone here. And so February is where we're looking at the next time frame. So be aware, keep your ears posted, and we'll be in touch regarding that date and time. I want to now show you, here is White Dove Global Marketing. This is my company, and my role in the industry is to sell you these amazing products and support you. What I mean by that is help with the purchasing, financing. We have some great finance options for the biofeedback and the light therapy. I'm there to answer questions on pre-purchasing, how this is going to integrate, how you can make this work, not only for your clients' well-being and results in their health journey, but also how it's going to be profitable for you. And without profit, you can't serve. Without energy, you're not able to give. And so that's an important piece of the puzzle. So creating that business plan, that's what we're here for. I want to show you quick to register for tomorrow's encore. You can go to webinars and the Friday Focus. Here is where you can easily access the Friday Focus webinar registration. Many of you may already be registered, but if not, please go ahead and go here. And what I'll do is copy this link, go back here, and paste, and send that. Yeah, Cheryl. Oh, good. Cheryl came. Awesome, Cheryl. Thanks. Any feedback and testimonial you want to share on here? It would be lovely. We'd love to hear what you thought about it. So this is White Dove Global. You can shop for technology and order your biofeedback systems. But usually those are higher end items that you want to make sure you have all your answers. So please give us a call. Yeah, Kelly. You want to just, okay. You can order your biofeedback light systems and our services, technical support services. So check out this. We're designed to support you. If you need to contact us, it's easy. Join our newsletter or just call us. That's the best way to reach me. If you need to talk to me, call me. If you email me, expect that return in about 24 hours because my life isn't run by my email, and neither should yours. Email is like checking your mailbox. And if you guys are out there sitting by your mailbox waiting for the mailman, then correct me, I'm wrong. But most of you don't. So don't operate that way either. And that's the little professional development tip of the day. Don't let your inbox run your agenda. Inbox is mail. Use mail for mail. When you need to send a document, you need to ask for a quote. You need to set up and schedule a time. But really, if you're going to schedule and set up a time, don't you call somebody? Or do you send a letter to someone to schedule an appointment? No. Use email for email. And that's my little 2 cents on email. You guys probably don't care. But here is White Dove Global Marketing. White Dove Healing Arts is my father's clinic. That's where we're operating out of today. And you can set up a wholesale account as a practitioner and start to use the Doctor Recommends product line. Just word of advice and wisdom. these products were designed to go with your biofeedback system from day one. Many of you may not have heard of these before, and that's fine, but you are today. And so without getting into the history of why that is and why they're so profound and influential in getting results, I'll just mention it today that you need to call White Dove Healing Arts right here. You can call 1-866-989-WDHA or 9342 and talk to Kaylee, talk to Patricia, talk to Devin about these products and how you can use them in your practice. You need to try them out. If you're a practitioner, call an order. Do you guys give samples, or can they order a couple of remedies? How does that work if someone wants to try the products?
They can order the test kit, which is, the testers.
Okay, yeah, and those are in the small little vials, right?
Yeah,
okay,
$75.
Yeah, $75 test kit. Everybody, test them out. And then, of course, there's training, the HTC course, homeotherapeutic coach, certification for your practice, so that you have paper on the wall to recommend these wonderful products. Next is our White Dove training site. This is where all our webinars and content is. And this is where you can get a membership at a low monthly or biannual or annual fee to access all the CEU webinars. Now, the conference replay is going to be independent, but if you are a member, you're going to get a significant discount on that, okay? But the conference recording is a full conference independent product. The training site has all the Q&A replays that my dad and Desi, like he just mentioned on October 5th, are going to deliver. And there's journal, great document, the global therapies webinar, talking about the global therapies, the bullseye protocol, and so on. There's a lot more. The VAR-HOPE panel, anti-smoking discussion, Q&A on digestive. That's just an audio, and you get all this great information here. And next here, the White Dove Conference. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to stop sharing. And I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. Kaylee, do you want to say hi?
Hello, I'm Kaylee. I work at White Dove.
We got Kaylee in the house, and Patricia and Devin still. It's so good to be home in Colorado. And for all my friends I'm seeing this weekend, hey, I look forward to it, because this is public on Facebook. This isn't our normal distribution, like to only our practitioners. That's why you had to answer some of those questions. But hopefully there's a recording of this. I think there will be on Facebook. We can share, because I know Shirley wasn't able to get on. So Shirley, if you hear this and you make it this long on the replay, hey, we appreciate you. We love you. And for everybody who showed up at the conference, we want to say our deepest thank you. It was such a pleasure. You guys were phenomenal, and we really hope you gained some excellent value and built some solid relationship. I don't know if you guys can see or hear me now, but my my battery, my computer turned off. Turned it back on with the plug, and I'm live again. Okay. Well, that's cool. There must have been a little buffer or a little bit of juice left, but I'm not going to waste any more time. It's been an hour, and I wish everybody just a wonderful Thursday. Keep doing what you're doing, and we want to hold on a second here. Hold on. I'm going to just pause this and just see. Hey, everybody. I want to ask you, who's on right now? Can you just say who's on? Say goodbye to everyone. Okay, everybody. I'm sorry. I'm just doodling and testing to see if the whiteboard works. So I'm going to say goodbye. I wish you all a wonderful week. Call me if you have any questions about the websites, White Dove Global, White Dove Healing, White Dove Training, or the White Dove Conference. And we wish you a wonderful rest of the week. And call me if you're in the market to upgrade your technology. There's some great deals, and I'd love to chat with you about those. And we mentioned, and keep your calendars peaked. I already briefed it, Dad. But we're going to look at doing our next White Dove Conference #2 in Florida in February. So mark the calendar, circle the whole calendar of February, and put a little sunshine there. And just say, White Dove. Okay? And we'll see you there. Awesome. Thanks, everybody. Arlie, missed it. No worries. You can see the replay because this is going to be posted. So nice to see you. Saying goodbye. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.